What's up? What's up? What's up? Wackzone, where campers can be campers and nobody cares.
He's talkative.
I wish I could catch a camper though. I'll punch him right in the fucking face.
The police began checking license plates and cars going both directions on a long stretch of 8 miles in hopes that a suspect would return to the scene.
Hey, don't drink my coffee. What the hell wrong with you? What the hell wrong with you?
Believe that the suspect might still be in the area.
Nothing specific.
What the hell wrong with you? Got big old paws. You got big old paws, girl. You got big old dog paws.
Investigations and get this animal off the streets.
Oakland County became concerned, fearing
You got some big old doggy paws. You got some big old doggy paws.
seemed to be coming true.
Hey, you mind if I play? You can't sniff the controller while I
Stating a
play.
body had been found, and that the
What's that?
description is similar to that of our missing boy.
State and local police say they have no one man under suspicion yet, but they think he lives and works in Oakland County. It's a question for the community and just some of the other
Enemy soldier incoming.
We're always going to from the stubborn of these crimes. The police also does at the time to
Mind your business, fuck boy.
Enemies are dropping into the area. All stations ready to go. Stand by for deployment.
Not to my knowledge.
What are you doing?
How do you take it?
Surgeons.
This guy,
Your team can
this guy,
redeploy.
is
Eliminate targets and bring them back.
Happy about it. It's a nice truck still being sold. In fact, one was sold here today in Royal. You do get some strength. It's got to fit business, especially when you're doing it. But I hope that something will happen shortly where the scene. So we don't now that they will go out
Your squad mates redeploying. Well done.
the inside of the the millions of dollars in resources to extend the FBI, kind of figuring. And they let me have a good. Third point that
Enemy soldier incoming.
the case eventually closed shop after
You got ready.
You take a look at that, and that's the school building that every education district has independent police force. It has everything that has police force in it. It has all the equipment, all the experts that are necessary. That's correct. Would you want to call one man an agency? No, we'd be writing the grant. The our understanding is that this would allow for which and especially the last section of the state. In other words, the bulk of these individuals, local law enforcement people. But I was saying that to subsidize the salaries of the prostitutes, if you have to understand that a long-term investigation, they either have to pay out overtime to replace that body at their station, at the effective facilities, and their cases. So what I'm saying is that we know that it's not going to be an easy matter to resolve this, and we have to have money for a continued long investigation.
Good work. What I'm interested in, as long as we have the manpower, we've got enough cars, gas in our cars, paper to put in the typewriters, we're going to be in business. And if it comes through, we're going to be in business. So that continues to solve we are presently working with people in the LPAA program to staff the money grant application. Everyone was possible to a national side of the business that has to be aware of the facts and circumstances. Maybe it's all the right. Hundreds of thousands of tips. As we continue, and it continues today. But at the time, the largest is industry prohibition. More money had been spent on trying to find the theft or murder than had been spent on cases. So, when I do use them for another function, they all use some of it. So
Enemy UAV overhead.
We know for the fact that certain suspects that they have all different murders. So there were a couple of people. Christopher Bush was the son of his executive. He had been questioned about these murders. He is facing criminal sexual conduct charges up north of Detroit. His wealthy executive father managed to get him out of most of the shipping. He was a partner with Reverend Green, who was convicted of something like 50 criminal sexual conduct charges in California. He had choked the kids, drank them, shortly after his release, Christopher Bush and Reverend Green teamed up and they started making kids together. Both of those people were found. Those of those people failed polygraphs. Those of those people dined on each other. Christopher Bush said in the interview with Reverend Green killed 67 Green dines on Christopher Bush. They failed polygraphs, but it stated that they have. We know that the night march against the first abduction of the boy in South Bend occurred. There was that in Wackzone, working late on the shop. He called the local police because he was already on their way after some kids. They were to stop here because it was smaller.
Be advised, enemies to be notified.
They would, go out and see what's going on. He called the police.
Confirmed, and we located the rest of them.
Okay, so Mark 7th is abducted. They don't put the pieces together and then it's like, must have been another storm.
Target down. Marking the rest of them.
Eventually supposed to have a vehicle that Art Sloan owned, that DNA evidence found on Mark 7th. It wasn't Art Sloan. It wasn't him. But Art Sloan, the next guy,
enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
His vehicle. That's what the DNA finds. Okay.
Hostile counter UAV overhead.
Investigation reveals new evidence against a man named as a personal vehicle for the Oakland County Trial Code. American says Art Sloan molested.
All right, your squad's in the safe zone.
His name is David Barney, and he says back in 1976, he lived at the house of the Sloan family in Southfield. They says he was just 7 years old when he first met Art Sloan, who knew exactly how to lure the police.
Strike in the area.
David Barney says every time his nightmares are busy with the neighbor, he now calls the master manipulator.
You got reinforcements inbound. Strike near your location.
David says what Arch and Sloan starting when he was just 7.
He just took away the innocence of a little child. It affected the rest of my life.
Sloan's family who do exactly what
Fire sale active. Buy station prices have been reduced. Enemies dropping into the AO.
David says his parents let him go with Sloan on fishing trips, and he says Sloan loved to drive kids around with him in his 1966 Bonneville.
Good work.
That's the car we now know contained hair that has the same mitochondrial DNA profile as the hair found on Oakland County child killer victims Tim King and Mark Stickles. The new evidence about the Bonneville came to light this week when Oakland County prosecutor Jessica Cooper announced it at a press conference. The hair doesn't match Sloan, but the child killer task force wants the public to come forward with information about who Sloan may have associated with the Bonneville or Phoenix.
Well done.
I can see that type of person he was trying to go farther and farther.
David Barney said to the boy he never went to the police station until he was scared. But he plans to helping other
We got this guy out Sloan. We got this guy Vincent. There was a teenager. His DNA matches the body as well.
Fire sales
The
over.
whole society never heard of.
But now this man, James Douglas, the list of people detectives want to talk to in a murder mystery that's haunted this area for more than 3 decades.
Who is this man? Police believe left the hair on the blouse of victim Christine Mahal. His name is James Vincent Douglas, a serial criminal, identified by his multiple tattoos, both shoulders, both legs, a blue and rose on his chest, a sun on his right arm, a marker on his left. They tell only part of his story. The rest come from police reports. The defenders have learned James Douglas grew up in Flint and was best friends with nephews of Christopher Bush. Christopher Bush eventually molested Douglas at his motor escape house. Still, police refuse to talk about Douglas' in the trial. Indicating the evidence they have to be confronted. When police looked into Gunnels as a suspect, they crossed the country, flying to a prison in Montana. He intentionally threw a polygraph test there, and when his DNA was a mitochondrial match to the hair and the body of Christine Mahal, police shuffled some paperwork and had Gunnels transferred to a prison in Michigan, hoping that close proximity would give them more opportunities to get information and make the family's life. I'm preparing myself for the McDonald's claimed to be molested at 15 years old by a man that killed multiple people and then believed he thought victims were children. And McDonald's may have been minimizing what knew but it's possible in Oakland County child killings. Today, Gunnels has served his time and is a free man living in Kalamazoo. The defendant broke the story for the first time ever. A deal with someone on the Oakland County child killer case. Now, this is the cameras were wrong. They took that and they twisted it to their advantage. Now, watch the ball fall down to them. This is in the Oakland County child killer case. Tonight, you will hear him tell his story for the first time ever. Down moving.
Friendly loadout drops on the way.
Here and what they know. Young victims abducted, held captive, and eventually killed in 1976 and 1977 by the Oakland County child killer.
Gunnell is a mitochondrial DNA X, which means it's his hair or a relative of his mother's side. The families of the victims insist Gunnell knows what happened. They wanted him to testify before the grand jury under oath. Since breaking the story, the defendants have repeatedly asked Gunnell for interviews. Each time, he's refused. So we put him on his pre-trial hearing. Find out more about the man who's the best lead in the 35-year murder mystery.
I told my story, my and now figuring out the story.
People in Gunnell have this fight. He months back from prison following a series of break-ins, robberies, and car theft. He lives in Kalamazoo now, and on this story he got to do his job. He stops for a smoke break. So, he continues on. Then son and both sides great detail about the evidence, the cops, and the victims' families.
Dog shit ass team. I rushed them with my TV. They stayed back and licked their little penises. Little bitches.
Records stories that he was a teenager at the time of the Oakland County child killing. He was molested by one of several key suspects in the case, a man named Christopher Bush. While the families of the victims and some police speculate that Gunnell made them put children to the car of the killer and forced to put the victims' bodies on the side of the road after they were killed, Gunnell says it is not the case.
I don't know what this guy is. I don't. Not all that.
Gunnell says if his hair is on one of the victims, it's because he was in Chris Bush's car on several occasions, and somehow his hair was transferred to the victim's body. He said he never saw Chris Bush attack anyone other than himself.
I should break down on the record. I don't know what that means if anybody else.
Gunnell has thought about telling his story to the victims' families.
At one point, I was going to sit down and body.
Insisting he feels terrible for them.
And not know for all these years. I can believe the real.
Especially because of the way police have handled the case.
But I want to keep people on young. In the case, they're doing everything possible there.
He does not trust investigators on their task force.
The only one money to take myself back to us. I ask these people to do these things to
saying the interrogators tried to trick him.
Couldn't be allowed to tell me anything. They just lied to me. Whether that is this moment that they're finding out, I don't know.
Gunnell tells us he has nothing to hide.
I can't incriminate myself from that guilt.
While insinuating he's there so much more.
But I wish I could tell you that. I wish you could tell me the truth. That right now I'm getting emotional about thinking about it. I wish I could say. I wish the public.
Right now, Vince Gunnell is in and out of prison. I think he's in right now. Art Sloan is in prison. These two guys are both around.
Hey. You got sharp ass claws, man.
DNA matches tied to them.
Check your gear and weapons. We'll be deploying shortly.
Police have not charged him. Yeah, Christopher Bush was primary suspect at the time. The son of this wealthy executive at GM. GM was like part of funding for it. It's like being a cop. He elected right to the heritage, so to speak, right to the to look at all kinds of evidence used to Christopher Bush's evidence, and then Christopher Bush himself. Very short to expect them. They withdraw it. Let's say they look for blood. DNA. They have to do that thing with the same shit. Feeding, the hair power. Things like that. They think they have people eating, just digging into their diet, which is kind of crazy, right? It's how we
Time's over. Stand by for deployment to the war zone.
They had all kinds of. They had blood, they had semen, they had saliva, they had fingers, they had produce, they had all kinds of shit. but they're
shed gave the
still
green light.
publicly saying they
Deploying you
have
to the
done
front lines.
so
You're
it's
up.
very
Grab your chutes.
immediately looking for documents like that. Oh shit,
Watch
this
your
one
ass
is
down there.
I actually like the movie. I do this.
Let's get this done. Resurgence. Stay alive to keep your squad in the fight.
But the police have this shit.
Enemies dropping into the AO.
Those kids who was a teenager, he's getting exposed right now for sex abuse. That's a real thing that's happened that nobody's talked about. TV show, or certain YouTuber, or certain TikTok thing, or certain it's because nobody fucking knows it, except for an insider who told me. Told me the detail what they have right now. What I'm saying right now, there are three people. There's Vince Donalds, Art Sloan, and this other sex offender, all of DNA tied to the state. And the police have not yet put the bill. People said, look, here's what we're going to fucking charge you as an accessory. That she tells us. I mean, it'd be so easy. Take our phone out and stuff and say, why don't you all come, or, you will die. And so, well, I guess I'll die. Because he's already, probably dying. But you take somebody like Vince Donalds, who's a teenager, who's left station for Christopher Bush. Very young Bush is doing huge boards to the world. And those boys probably are cooking some stuff. They know Vince Donalds knows shit. He's doing fucking station from Christopher Bush and Trevor Green. Take Vince Donalds out of his studies and put him in a box and say, look, brother, we're charging you accessory to these murders. Because we have this DNA, we have all kinds of shit, and you won't ever get out of prison. Or tell us what the road gets done. It's very suspicious. What all people, even though you say is that they don't want an answer because then they have to say, yeah, all you quote conspiracy theorists or whatever was right. Because 45 years, 50 years. It was Christmas, and it was Jeremy, and it was Arson, and it was these other guys. And it was Richard Ross with a badge deal that badge deal and the it was Frank Sheldon and Fox Island. But Frank Sheldon didn't even Fox Island. Even though he didn't know the instrument, and before he started running from the law on Fox Island, he was associated with Edwin Rabin, Richard Lawson, and Christopher Bush.
Got gas moving in. Enemies deployed a counter
Frank
UAV.
Sheldon was sort of like, he was out of the apartment. You don't help Sheldon. Christopher Bush was suspected. He pulled him because he was looking at all these suspect charges, which he was found guilty of, along with Gregory. Interestingly enough, Gregory Green gets life on the same sexual charges that
Squad mates
Christopher Bush
redeploying.
gets
Well done.
probation for.
Get your squad to the safe zone. No one gets left behind. You've got reinforcements inbound.
The guy who wanted to get himself and shit. Okay, so he didn't like, but Christopher Bush gets probation, the same shit, and $1,000 for the rest of the kids. $1,000. So that's what it cost him less kids. That's $177,000. And,
Your squad mate's back on
life.
station.
Because what happened
Good
was,
work.
Christopher Bush is sitting in telegram for me with an independent
Firing missile at target coordinates. Stand by. Loadout drop headed your way. Good effect. Missile strikes at a single target.
Why? He seemed funky, man. He was
Missile launched at designated target. Squad mates redeploying. Well done. Negative effect. Missile strike failed to hit designated threat.
Chevy Vega. All kinds of things.
Got reinforcements inbound.
That doesn't look like he has to be associated with But then what happens is Christopher Bush
Squad
is
mates
reported
redeploying.
as
Well done.
constantly being trouble.
Detecting an encrypted
His
transmission.
housekeeper
Prep
shows
for
up.
orders.
He's living with his parents.
Decode the signal.
The
Prioritize
housekeeper shows
opening
up. She
loot
can't get
caches.
him. So she calls Christopher Bush's brother Charles. There's something wrong. Can't get into the house. So they think maybe something's going on with Christopher Bush. Charles calls the police. There's something wrong in going on the house. The police show up. This is the official narrative. The police show up. They're getting into the house. Christopher was dead.
Marking the rest of that squad on your attack map. Get hunting.
Allegedly, he hooked his thumb into his big gun and he shoved it on his head. But at the alleged,
We're one of the top squads.
they find
Keep
the
it up.
evidence. There's a picture of March 7th, a hand-drawn picture. Well, a huge name by March 7th, the first victim. He said, "Oh, geez, hand-drawn, sure it's March 7th." It looked exactly like
Hostile
so
mosquito is
somebody
online.
needs to put this wrong. You're a big this is what doesn't go around. But somebody needs to draw. You're a big we also found a suitcase full all of which has been either destroyed or hidden. They claim they lost it. We don't know what the suitcase we don't know what they don't have the literature, and we don't know if it was there's no so we don't know if
So behind us right now is the former home of Christopher Bush, Chris Bush, the main leading suspect in the Oakland County homicide. Chris Bush has been tied to North Fox Island. He was the son of a General Motors executive. So this guy had political power and a lot of money behind him. It's interesting. We've been driving around very rough neighborhoods in Detroit, looking at these other places, and then you come out here to this.
Your squad mate's back on station.
I don't even know what to call it. It's like, yeah, but it's like a Stepford Wives. Like everything's perfect. Yeah, very rich area. And I was in this house where Christopher Bush was murdered. Now, the official report said it was just we don't believe that. I think we knew that for a second in the story. The multiple shell casings found in the room, the lack of blood at the crime scene. But it was reported that Chris was doing things on this house. You know, he held boys here. Child was found in the home. We know that a lot was. When they searched Christopher's residence, they found those images, a suitcase full of them, and films. But this is where he died. Now, is Christopher responsible? Was he a patsy? You don't know, but it's a weird contrast to go through all these different neighborhoods where all these kids are being trafficked around, and then you come out here to the main suspect's house, and it's like money, rich. Shows you that money can buy anything as disturbing as that is. And I wonder if those people know what happened in the house. Mary, that's what done it, I'm sure. Yeah, I wonder if these people have been here for a while. They knew Bush. Yeah, took it to the grave, and I think that was the point of getting him killed. Crazy though. Crazy that they've read somewhere.
Keep the pressure on. Bounty targets marked. Kill them all.
Which is enough.
Gas is closing in.
But the suitcase was out. The murderer didn't his father because his father was like, "Not fast." But he writes an IOU to the police department. They don't give it back to him. But they let him have it.
Move to the safe zone.
H.C. Bush was also the
Enemies deployed a counter-UAV.
who procured them from some of the known suspects. So let me paint this in context. Mr. Bush wrote up the system. who was arrested in rapist. Casey Bush and his peers at General Motors were involved in this child sex ring. We could, like, do I have proof of that? No, but we have dozens and dozens of people talking about it. Not today, but at the time. And so, was that shit ever looked at? No. Which is over. They arrested one of the children's brothers. And then later, Mr. Bush is arrested for all state. And Bush goes to his brother. His son dead. In the community of people it's very likely that Mr. Bush also be involved because there's a lot to lose during Christmas. It's scary to think that the father of this guy is it's not his how do you construct whatever it is? We can say how it happens. So it looks very much like this is his father, the sexual activity with his children. Really want to pick it up. His sister was after his parents. And it sounds so crazy.
Got us some all-stars. Got us some all-stars.
There's always
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
God damn it.
25 still standing. Valiant effort. Keep your head up.
Good camping.
Got gas moving in.
Our first stop here on the hunt for the Oakland County child killer brings us to suburban Detroit. Right here, we just circled this parking lot. We determined is where the first victim of the Oakland County child killer was dumped. Mark Douglas Stebbins. He was 12 years old, and on February 15th, 1976, his body was recovered. You follow me, right? Turn the light on so now we can to the second. He would have been found right here. We actually took a look at the crime scene photos, and Mark's body was found right next to a brick wall. So this wall looks to be old. This is right there. Yeah, this is definitely right where his corpse was found. And if you actually, it's pretty crazy, man. If you come back over here, obviously I'm gonna blur them for YouTube, but we matched up the building itself right back there. That's the original building that was here back then. And we matched up the crime scene photos, the orientation of the detectives in the photos, and it points to his body being found literally right here. Now, I'm not going to 100% say with confidence that it was right here with this wall. Like maybe they remove some of the wall at some point in time or something like that, but I'm 99% sure of right there behind that brick. Remember, with the Oakland County child killings, these children were dumped. They were not killed here. The mystery is, where were these kids killed? And obviously, since this is unsolved, killed them. It's just wild here in Detroit. Like, this is a case we've wanted to cover for a long time. And to see the building and then connect that to the crime scene right there. Big man.
I mean, the scariest part of these stories is that the person who did it is never been found. And there's probably even more than we even know.
So our goal tonight, this is our first night on the ground in Detroit. We are going to employ a spirit box, an obelisk device, and at some point an Estes method to see if we can speak with anybody.
Sick fuck.
We're headed to the war zone. Get geared up and stand by.
Sometimes truth is in fiction. And today, I'm going to share 3 stories that demonstrate that tell them in reverse order. So we go 3, 2, 1, getting weirder or strong. And so these stories are of these spooky variety. So strange than fiction and kind of spooky. But before we get into those stories, if you're a fan of strange, dark, and mysterious, or of storytelling, you've come to the right place. That's all we do.
Enemy soldier incoming.
They are not to exchange a word
All
with each
stations,
other. Their
green
only
light. We are
difference,
deployed to the
whatever,
war zone.
to communicate in writing. They must not sing, whistle, dance, drum, jump, or do anything that has a tendency in the least degree to disturb the harmony or regulations of the prison, wrote Captain Edom Linz of Equinox Fort in prison in 1824. The guiding wisdom of 19th century chronologists, convinced that the silent system of righteousness served the prison performance felt that inmates had to be isolated from the rest of society. They believed this segregation began with the criminals that truly proclaimed only after an inmate had traveled guilt to the conflict the chronologist of the era said that this separation from society had to be so complete that a prisoner had to be literally buried from the world. This philosophy needed to be reflected in the architecture of the institution as well. In the minds of many pathologists, there was a potent link between the form and the design. In Boston said that the prospect of improvement in morals depended on buildings. The state legislature gave the job of building a modern prison to Captain Edom Linz, investigating possible locations for the facility, including Staten Island, the Bronx, and an area called Pleasant on the shores of the Hudson River. He also visited New Hampshire, where a prison was successfully constructed.
Oh my God, come on!
For this reason, Linz selected
fucking camping, dude. Every fucking corner.
It was derived from the Indian words sin sinks, relates to stone upon stone. The legislature appropriated $20,000 for the land, and the project soon received the official stamp of approval. In May 1825, Linz and 100 inmates from the depths of Auburn prison were loaded onto a wooden barge and sailed down the Hudson River to Mount Pleasant. There, under the most stringent conditions imaginable, exposed to the elements with little food, no buildings or shelter of any kind, construction began on Sing Sing prison, warehouse for society's worst criminals, and destined to become one of the most repressive institutions in America. The reasons the Mount Pleasant site was chosen for the new prison was the availability of stone. The banks of the Hudson River at this location offered an abundant quality of high-grade marble. ROCKIN was already a major industry in the Hudson Valley and a leading supplier of stone to New York City, Boston, and stone financed the cost of building. Began with a blacksmith shop, temporary barracks, and a makeshift cooking area. After months of back-breaking labor, built 60 of the proposed 800 cells. A cell for Sing Sing was only 7 feet long by 3 feet wide and 6 feet 7 inches high. It was little more than a cubbyhole for a human being. Later on, the cells were too small for their purpose and had been condemned for years. They have poor ventilation, and their unsanitary condition is intensified by the necessary use of cell buckets, the most objectionable and injurious relics of a primitive prison system. The design for the facility called for the construction of 800 such cells stacked on top of each other, 4 cells high, in a building that was 476 feet long. But Linz was a rigid disciplinarian and a relentless taskmaster. He pushed the inmates to the limits of human endurance and ruled by the whip and the yoke. After several years of what was essentially slave labor, the main building was completed in 1828, and additional inmates were transferred to Sing Sing. Soon, hundreds of convicts were incarcerated at the new prison, and as a result, more construction projects were undertaken. A common practice used during the 19th century in American prisons was contract labor. This alliance between private contractors and prison officials enabled wardens to contract inmate labor out to private industry for profit. Of course, inmates would not share the fruits of their own labor. All the funds went into the prison treasury and frequently lined the pockets of wardens. War did not stop. Wider sort of inmate activities. Things add in more diversity by producing shoes, barrels, kitchen utensils, and other items. Other wardens who followed in his footsteps soon realized that Sing Sing was a money-making opportunity, and more than a few administrators retired comfortably on the funds they were able to skim from prison labor. To make matters worse, contract supervisors were frequently brutal men who demanded more productivity. Usually ran 6 years, though there were many that lasted twice as long. The inmate workday at Sing Sing was 10 hours, exclusive of meals, and almost every prisoner had to participate in the system. Slowly, contractors began to exert influence over the discipline and care of the prisoners. Since they had a financial interest in their workforce, contractors would advise the warden which men did not measure up to an honest day's work. To bill, he was watched carefully. If he turned out to be a malingerer, he would be severely disciplined. 40% of the prisoners at Sing Sing in 1854 were used under contract labor to produce such items as furniture, tapestry, sheets, bedding, cigars, and cut stone. But it was difficult to abolish the contract labor system. No one wanted the prisoners to be idle all day long. Reformers suggested that the state simply take over the inmate workforce and eliminate the contractor. Goods could still be produced, but the exploitative nature of civilian contractors would vanish. By 1890, after a strong lobbying effort by area unions, laws were passed which prohibited prison contract labor. The immediate effect was AA. Men are now locked in their cells with nothing to do. As in a prison is horrible. In fact, nothing but disease, insanity, and death could be expected from this. As a result, labor produced would be utilized by the state. Guards had a serious problem at Sing Sing. During the 19th century, American prisons grew bigger and bigger to accommodate the growing problem. Inmate populations swelled to huge numbers. Wardens soon realized that they were seriously understaffed, and if things got out of hand, it would be clearly impossible to put down any sort of insurrection by the inmates. Prison riots were incredibly bloody affairs, and it was not uncommon for guards to shoot and kill inmates at the first sign of trouble. Prisoners and guards lived under a mutual pact of fear and apprehension. Various methods of repression and discipline evolved inside prison walls. These methods ranged from the silent system, devised in the 19th century of New York's open prison, to actual instruments of torture such as steel cages and the lash. In 1864, Sing Sing records show that 613 out of 796 prisoners received brutality of some prison officials in their attempts to control prison populations. However, it is also important to remember that this brutal violence was a reflection of the era as well. All across the nation, convicts were treated in the same fashion. There simply was not a great deal of concern for the welfare of prison inmates in America. Prisoners were not allowed to talk or communicate with each other in any way whatsoever. The prisoners ate in silence, lived in silence, and existed in a quiet world where penitence was the goal. They walked together in lockstep in their striped prison uniforms like robots swung behind another. One 19th century visitor wrote, "Profound silence with which every part of the work of the was performed. Inmates were given a Bible to read and were allowed no visitors from the outside world. They recognised huge portions of the Bible. One inmate committed to memory 1,296 verses and 6 system was treated with heart-rending indifference. Facebook to ignore any interaction by an inmate was to encourage revenge. They were autonomous entities impervious to the outside world. One method of torture was the bar, used for decades at Sing Sing to terrify the population and maintain order. An inmate was tied to a chair and a shield was attached to his head that allowed water to rise up over his chin and mouth. Sometimes the water was dropped in a steady stream from great height and landed on the top of the prisoner's head. Prison records show that 170 men received this punishment in 1852. That same year, 120 men were placed in solitary confinement and 5 were bucked. This punishment consisted of a wooden bar inserted between a man's arms and legs while he was in a sitting position. Then the bar was hoisted onto a stand, causing the man to hang upside down like a roasted pig. Periodically, the inmates turned the guards to avoid unconsciousness. Bucking was considered a severe punishment and used only in the most serious cases. In the early years at Sing Sing, floggings were common. Since there was no standard code of punishment, the duration of these beatings was left to the whim of the guards. Some prisoners were beaten to within an inch of their lives. One inmate, Colonel Levi Bird, who served 3 years at the prison bureau of the 19th century, described a lashing in the prison yard. On one occasion, I counted 133. While the afflicted subject was begging upon his knees and crying and writhing under the laceration, the deputy keeper approached and gave him a blow across the mouth with his head. Since food was scarce and little attention was paid to its quality, inmates were constructing it. Fresh food was extremely scarce. When some prisoners had the audacity to ask for more food, they were beaten for their efforts. Inmates fell into a cycle of despair and despondency. Simply died in their cells. Sing Sing became symbolic of oppression and hopelessness. If a man was sent out of the room, there was a chance he was never coming back alive. Dr. Amos O. Squires, who became a prison's physician in 1919, often toured the prison checking on the welfare of the inmates. In his book, Sing Sing Doctor, published in 1940, Dr. Squires described his daily routine. I had to knock on the door of each cell, whether if the occupant had fallen ill or lost his. In 1881, eccentric dentist from upstate New York named Dr. Alfred Southwick witnessed an accidental death at Buffalo. It was probably the first death ever associated with crimes. He then heard to Dr. Southwick that electricity could be a way to humanely execute criminals. For years, he accepted much of
Squad left in the war zone. Stay
it.
alert.
The emphasis about his job
Advise you head to the safe zone. We've got a lot of ground
then
covered.
may not die as fast as desirable. And it was still a messy business. Government officials began to search for a more modern method of execution. At the urging of Dr. Southwick, a death commission was established in New York in 1886 to investigate alternate methods of execution. Thomas Edison, possibilities of electricity,
with a fucking bomb drone, bitch.
Safety issues. He did not want his direct current, DC, to be associated with patient death. Edison embarked on a clever public relations campaign to demonstrate that his current was safe for public use. He electrocuted dozens of cats and dogs using alternating
with a fucking bomb drone, bitch.
The AC was particularly well suited to killing them. After a year-long public feud between Edison and George Westinghouse, favored AC current.
Well. Return the conquering heroes. Doing us all proud downrange. Let's review. Very resourceful. Good skill to have. Someone stole your thunder, huh? Got ourselves a sharpshooter here. Speed and violence make a great team. No rest for the wicked. Let's get back to work.
deploy. Eliminate targets and bring them back down. XP multipliers deployed. Your squad mate's gone MIA. We're reducing your redeployment time. Enemy soldier incoming. Hostiles deploy the mosquito. Enemies deploy the counter UAV. Enemy buy station incoming. We located the rest of them. Enemies dropping into the AO. Use your TAC map to hunt down the rest of them. You've got reinforcements inbound. Enemy soldier incoming. Hostile mortar strike near your position. Good kill. Marking the rest of that squad on your TAC map. Go get it. Remaining operators from that squad. Hunt them down. Alright, your squad's in the safe zone. Friendly Guardian is active. Friendly Guardian found. Hostile mosquito is online. Enemies are dropping in the area. Watch the skies. Hostiles deploy the mosquito. You got a loadout drop inbound. soldier incoming.
Enemy precision airstrike. Find cover.
Got gas moving in. Last one standing, soldier. Survive until your squad gets deployed. Only 25 left. Keep up the good work. Your squad mate's back on station. Good work. All squad members are in the safe zone. You've got reinforcements inbound. Use this time for some target practice. Real thing's coming soon. Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies. All stations, this is Shadow 01. Deployment to the war zone has been authorized. Your squad mate went AWOL. Resurgence timer reduced.
Now this is a squad. Head shed gave the green light. We're deploying you to the front lines. You're up, grab your chutes. Enemy activity will be high. Expect contact early and often.
Let's get this done. Resurgence. Stay alive to keep your squad in the fight. Being tracked by an enemy squad. Evade and survive. Your squad mates redeploying. Well done. Enemy buy station deployed.
Friendly mortar strike inbound.
Missile launched at designated target. Negative effect.
Near your location.
Time for vengeance. You're redeploying. Gas is closing in. Your squad made it to the safe zone.
Hostile counter UAV overhead.
You've got reinforcements inbound. The enemy is no longer tracking you. You lost them. Loadout drop headed your way. Get ready. You're redeploying. Detecting an emergency transmission. That's the highest round. Off the broadcast signal. resurging. Go get your revenge. Kill confirmed, and we located the rest of them. Got 10 squads.
Dog shit.
Branching heavily.
Enemies dropping into the AO. Check your weapons, check your gear. We're holding for deployment. Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies. Enemy soldier incoming. Playtime's over. Stand by for deployment to the war zone. Resurgence. Survive to redeploy fallen teammates. Kill, bring them back fast. Heads up, an enemy squad marked you as a bounty target. mate's back on station. Go get after it. Got enemy spy drones tracking us. Let's blind them.
Friendly mosquito active.
Enemies are dropping into the area. Gear up fast. We're about to get evil. Enemies dropping into the AO. All stations, green light. We are deploying to the war zone. Resurgence. Stay alive to keep your squad in the fight. Think we got their attention with that one. Move in. Enemy soldier incoming.
Scanning. Identity confirmed.
Your squad mate's back on station. Good work.
Hostile counter UAV overhead. Hostile mosquito is online. Deploy the mosquito. You got reinforcements inbound. Enemy precision airstrike. Find cover.
This is Phoenix 2-3 visual. All right, your squad's in the safe zone. Your squad mates redeploying. Well done. No, he's not that. Squadmates back on station. Good work. Marking the rest of that squad on your TAC map.